Both your powers and that wound on your chest were the result of her experiments, and she infused your soul with the essence of the abyss. Of course, you remember none of that. Everything was done in secret. Even the power granted to you was purified to the extent that it was possible, so that you would not guess its source ahead of time. In trial after trial, we watched your will be tempered, and when the time came, we started filling you with energies of the Nahindran crystals. These energies are necessary for the task at hand. Everything that's happened to you was part of my intrigue. I was going to summon you and reveal the truth when the time was right. Instead, you have followed your queen's orders and arrived here early. One can only hope that you are prepared to accept the truth. Everything has a price, says Arilu quickly. Your wound was, in essence, the flip side of all of my experiments. It was a reason why we required a true champion. Not merely a living tool whom we could fling into the flames of the word wound and close it like any lesser rift. I think you should know that. Nocticula makes a sudden gesture, cutting Irilu off. Don't be too hasty. We have burdened her with enough revelations for now. Give her time to become accustomed to the truth about herself, then you can share all the details. I wish to inform you of treason. Is that so? Who is it you've decided to inform on? And more importantly, how did you learn of these traitors and how credible are their accusations? Shamira is researching the Nahindran crystals in secret. Perhaps she is planning to overthrow you. A small smile appears on Nocticula's lips. How nice of you to warn me. I'm impressed. I do wonder, however, did you really think I was unaware of this? Or did you merely want to demonstrate your loyalty? Either way, I appreciate you telling me. I will take this as proof that I can rely on you. You were very astute to uncover Shamira's desire to dethrone me, and it was particularly sensible of you to keep your mouth shut about the secrets of the Nahindran crystals. I suppose your caution calls for a reward. Yay! Loot! Mining Nahindran crystals is a surefire way to sink the island. The crystals are on the bottom of the Ishiar. I assume you understand why all who attempted to procure them in Unlinthia were executed. At least you didn't tell Shamira about the mines you found. The last thing I need is the ardent dream burrowing under my capital. Why do you still tolerate her? Someone has to deal with trivial matters. Shamira's betrayal was assured the moment I made her my favorite, just as the foreign before her. The second always dreams of rising to be the first. I know the feeling well. A friend of mine, the storyteller, has peered into the future. In his vision, Hepzamira was sending demons after you. The demons were strengthened by Nahindran crystals. A hint of dangerous excitement creeps into her voice. You are a font of knowledge, my dear guest. Let's just say that I'm not surprised by her appetites. The ambitions of that brat or her lecherous goat of a sire were bound to surface sooner or later, but your warning will encourage me to keep a closer eye on her. You could have gone to Hepzamira with this and received a payment for your silence. Your foresight must not go unrewarded. I like Sakabenoth. I actually like Sakabenoth. Do I tell on him? I don't know. I really do want it to show him that. Wait, I have a question. Do you like him more than Articula? I do. Is he gonna die if I tell her this? The thing is, he is a part of the council, and I don't want to fail my mythic quest with the council. Although I'm not sure she would kill him. I mean, I'll tell her. I'll tell her. Your brother Sakabanoth is here in Illusionera, plotting against you. He wants to acquire Ariela's working notes. Sakabanoth is snooping around Illusionera and plotting against me? How unexpected! She laughs loudly. What else is new? Has Aradin died? Has a starstone fallen on Galarian? Trust me, I am very well informed on that failure's activities and am not troubled by them in the slightest. Although I am curious as to why he would want the lexicon. But he can keep wanting. He has much hope of seeing it as he does the inside of my bedchamber. Uh-huh, right. So, by the way, I'm actually gonna give him that. I said everything I wanted to say. Okay. I killed Willidus, the court mage. Nocticula shows no hint of sadness. I'm aware of this, of course. It is lamentable in a way, since his fear of me was strong enough to make him impeccably loyal. However, his death is but a single move in a much larger game. In games like this, losing a few pawns is unavoidable. But he did see the insides of her. Yeah, he did. A long time ago, probably. Let's do Ember's quest. Yeah. My companion, Ember, would like to speak with you.
Ember? So that's her, then? Well, approach. I have heard you bleating your pathetic prayers at me. You have some nerve addressing me with such nonsense. Did you think I would simply repent? Renounce my status as a demon lord? Do you have any idea what I had to do to acquire it? Wait, what is this?
Ember is crying. Ember is crying. Tears are rolling down Ember's cheeks as she sniffles noisily. She presses her maimed hands against her heart as she stares up at Nocticula. Her fragile form shudders from weeping. Aurelia wrinkles her nose in disdain. Why have you brought this simpleton here? This is Illusionera, not Nerosian. You don't give alms here.
I can't stand these noises. Do you think you're the first to try to move me with a display of tears? It only makes me angry. If you wish to speak, then wipe your nose and speak clearly.
I know what you had to do to others and to yourself. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If only I could ease your pain somehow. Calm your sorrows.
You should hear her out.
In my realm, I decide to whom I should listen and whom I should hang. Be quiet. You wanted me to hear the girl out? Then let her babble on until I tire of her. So, where were we? My pain? My sorrows? What nonsense are you talking? Don't tell me you pity me.
I'm so sorry. You're the most miserable soul I've ever seen. I've seen people burned alive. People being devoured by monsters. People burying their children. They were in pain. So much pain. But I've never seen anyone in as much pain as you.
What is this saccharine drivel? What do you even know of me, Nat?
I've seen your city. You were the one who built it. It is the way you wanted it to be. It holds all of your dreams, all of your heart, and everyone in this city is suffering. Everywhere, all the time, every minute. All who live here are hurting and scared. If these are its citizens, how miserable must its ruler feel?
And this is what you brought her to me for. You think this infantile sniveling is worthy of my attention?
Oh, God. I'm gonna have to be good again. Ugh. But I want to be chaotic. It's just so fun. Look at this. I don't know. I just thought it would be amusing to bring you two together and listen to what a feeble-minded preacher might say to a demon ruler. I can't say that because I have to protect Ember and I have to support Ember. And, okay, I'll do good. I've seen the truth of her wisdom more than once. Perhaps it would benefit you to listen to her as well.
As if I hadn't seen enough sanctimonious bores in my life. So, what do you suggest I do, preacher? Beg the good gods' forgiveness? Devote myself to serving a sword-swinging upstart, perchance? Or that old crone, the moon?
You see, Nocticular replied, the chaotic option for me. You can be good a few times, no need to be an ass just to be chaotic. But
No.
it's fun.
No, gods can't help anyone. They're just like us mortals. Silly, frightened, clueless. You're almost goddess yourself. You know better than anyone that no one can save you. No one except you.
Save me? From what exactly?
From yourself. From what you've done to yourself. From the city you've imprisoned yourself in. Listen! You are a queen, but you're the queen of pain and filth. Your realm is a realm of your own suffering. You're almost a goddess. You can do anything you want. So why won't you make yourself happy? You could become the Redeemer Queen.
Oh, the Redeemer Queen! That's new. Never in all my years have I heard anything like that. Well, child, enough joking. Get out of my sight, or I'm afraid I might decide to keep you here forever as my fool.
Do you think she took my words to heart?
Oh, Ember. Oh, Ember. Oh, you're so cute. Who knows?
I suppose you're right. We'll see what happens.
I told you to get out! I don't want to hear your squeaky voice again!
Okay, let's keep going then. What exactly are you offering me? I'm offering you the chance to become my weapon. Your enemies are a thorn in my side as well as yours. What's more, I have never schemed against Galarian, nor have my warriors taken part in the conquest of your plane, at least not at my behest. There is no cause for enmity between us. So why would you want to close the wound? When the word wound opened, I was pleased. My realm was now connected to another plane. I wanted to make it into a crossroads of worlds, a place where demons, devils, and even angels could meet. The wound was a convenient path along which I could advance my ideas. The Midnight Isles were not the only realm that had been linked to Galarian through the wound. The Skari and Baphomet now also head away from their realms into your plane. Their servants flooded my islands and spread out across them like a plague of locusts, killing guests who were under my protection, questioning my rule. They were driven by their lust to conquer and enslave, whether on Galarian or in another abyssal realm. I was forced to shift my focus and express my discontent. Eventually, atop the bones of our servants, we reached an accord. I would let their armies pass, and they would comply with my wishes while on my islands. Of course, the accord is a polite fiction. Both the Descrits and the Baphomets are attempting to amass their power and influence in Elushinura to overthrow me. When they think I'm not watching, they break my taboos and revel in their own impudence. And worst of all, Lady Vorlesh told them about the Nahindran crystals. They realized what kind of power the crystals hold, and now they are determined to mine every last deposit hidden within my islands. And once an island loses its crystals, it becomes nothing but flotsam, slowly sinking into the dark waters of Ishiar. With every lost island, my power is diminished. I could start a war and kill the plunderers, but a major conflict would hinder some of my other plans. So instead, I will teach my neighbors a lesson by orchestrating their ignominious defeat at the hands of a mortal. What do I gain by serving you? A reasonable question. One must always serve one's own interests. Well, rest assured that you will be adequately rewarded. I will give you gifts befitting your ambitions, and my patronage, which you can certainly count on, will prove more valuable than any enchanted trinkets you could dream up. If you're so powerful, why do you need me? If I were to make a move myself, I would start a war. Not that I'm afraid of doing so, but it would hamper my most important plans. Baphomet and the Skari could never bast me, but they could sow enough chaos and spill enough blood that visitors from other planes would shudder at the mention of Elushinura. No, I will wage war on my own terms, in the shadows, and I will remain unseen until I drive my blade into the enemy's back. And, since Godfrey happened to send you to my realm, you have the honor of becoming my blade, mortal. Be glad you're wielded by skillful hands. We should also reveal how exactly our blade would be employed. We can discuss the details later when the moment is right. Now is not the time for idle conversation. So, how exactly do you plan to close the word wound? She rolls her eyes. It is a complicated magical process. You will receive precise instructions once you've captured the Threshold Fortress on Galarian. There, at the exact spot where Lady Vorlesh opened the word wound, you will be able to close it. But first, you'll have to crush the Guardians of the Threshold, and their forces are growing by the day. Hepzamira, Baphomet's daughter, is mining a large number of Nahindran crystals in my realm. These crystals are her secret weapon. No army on Galarian can stand against them. You must stop Hepzamira. If you do not, your world will fall and my plans will suffer significant harm. At one time, I disclosed the secret of transformation to two servants of Baphomet and the Skari, Zentir Vang and Mutasaphen. It was a well-calculated gambit, which brought us time and assured both the Skari and Baphomet of my loyalty. Mutasaphen is Hepzamira's favorite. He oversees this transformation for her army. Hepzamira is currently on another island far from here. The route to that place is plagued by pirates, monsters, tempests, and other more terrifying dangers. Have you heard of the living bubbles of frozen time that swallow airships? And when the ships reach port, their crews discover they've been gone for 100 years? That is not the strangest occurrence you could encounter on your journey. I am willing to provide you with a decent ship and experienced crew. If you kill Hepzibah, it will stop her sinking any more of my islands, but without giving Baphomet cause to declare war on me. So I'm the third party in the war. Then again, I'm not offering you anything new, as you already enjoy my favor, Commander. Your companion is a succubus, and I am the succubus queen. This demon follows you around only because I allow it. Tell me, Ruchelet, are you grateful that I am not forbidding you from traveling with the commander and fighting against your own kind? You are incredibly generous, Our Lady in Shadow. So what do you think, Commander? Personally, I'd rather take my chances rowing to this another island far from here in a rusty bucket than make any deals with the Lady in Shadow. I'll steer. Why is it so important to kill Hepzibah? The Skari and Baphomet won't just stand there and watch you close to the ward wound. They will send their armies after you, so you will need an army of your own. And that is something the Crusaders won't have for long. Hepzibah is mining more and more Nahindran crystals to empower her forces when she attacks Galarian. And if you don't stop her, the Crusader resistance will be crushed, and the ranks of demons pouring through the ward wound into your world will multiply 100-fold. You were sent here to cuff off the demon army's supplies of Nahindran crystals, weren't you? Well, that is exactly what you're going to accomplish. Okay, I'll consider that. And accept it, I'm sure. I respect your caution and won't force you into submission. We all stand to gain if you do my bidding of your own volition. A glimmer of approval dances in Nocticula's eyes. An interesting destiny lies before you, mortal. You will rise to great heights and play a part in events of titanic proportions. Many would give their life for a chance to tread such a path. Hepzibah visits Elushin-Ra every now and again, but her true lair is far from here. She hides on the islands of Colifir, the northwest of my archipelago. There lies her secret fortress. In the deep mines, her slaves dig Nahindran crystals for their invading army she plans to bring to Galarian. I will give you a magnificent airship and an experienced crew to take you there. It will be a long and perilous journey. Take some time to prepare. I want to ask you about other powerful denizens of the Abyss. Are you interested in one of my servants, or do you wish for me to tell you something about your enemies? What is your relationship with Arilu? She works for me, isn't it obvious? Lady Vorlash is very talented. She may be the most brilliant and capable mind ever to come from your plane. And the guile she used to betray one demon lord master after another impressed me so much that I offer her the position of my advisor on matters of magic. Naturally, the esteemed Lord Goat and Lord Locust don't know a thing about the betrayal of their faithful lackey, Lady Vorlash. I plan to keep it a secret for a while longer. Betrayal is too strong a word. I opened the path to Galarian for those two, and I told them how to extract power from Nahindran crystals. That will suffice. Doesn't it bother that she serves someone else? I am not prone to jealousy. Let the Skari think Lady Vorlash serves him still. His bug brain seems incapable of sensing betrayal. As for Baphomet, he, like any talented liar, is most vulnerable when he's trying to deceive someone else. He was so pleased to have fooled the Skari that he became blind to the treachery that was happening right under his snout. In truth, Lady Vorlash's loyalty is mine alone. Loyalty is for fools. Shared interest. That is what rational minds rely upon. That and fear. No one in their right mind would oppose the Lady in Shadow. Gerlon says Ember was almost burned on the pyre, and instead of taking from the opinion the world deserves to burn, she just thought it would be nice if it was a warm place. How did Aurelio become your servant? When the world wound was first opened, it only led to the Skari's realm. But then there was another, more powerful breach. The wound expanded and its paths now passed through my realm, and Baphomet's as well. Before long, all sorts of interlopers had heard about the power contained within the crystals here, and the Midnight Isles were soon overrun with agents from my neighborhoods. They flouted my embargo, bearing greedily into my rocks, stealing my crystals. The main culprit was one Wrathoftherighteous. He was the one who discovered the energies of the hanging crystals. I had captured her and was about to carry out her agonizing execution when Lady Vorlesh offered me something I desired even more than her death. She entered my service, and her main task since then has been to close the world wound. Once it's sealed, my realm will once again be cut off from those of Baphomet and the Skari, and their slaves will no longer be able to infiltrate my islands with such ease. You remember the elven archmage who used to serve you hundreds of years ago? He's still alive, and we know each other. Really? He was well past his youth when even back then, you know? Just how old is he? Mortals even live that long. Well, apart from your immortal Azantli. Say hello to him on behalf of Lady in Shadow, and tell him that the one who replaced him has disappointed me immensely with his incompetence. No matter how hard he tried, he could never live up to my magnificent elf. You know, you've managed to surprise me. A rare occurrence for someone who knows just about everything. Are Baphomet and the Scar your allies? The goat and the locust? Allies is too strong a word for our relationship. Our connection was forged by circumstance, not out of the desire to deal with each other. When the world wound opened, it tied your world to our realms. I did not join my armies with theirs, but I was forced in making peace with them so as not to get bogged down in a tiring and distracting war. If I had the opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories at their expense. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible. By the way, one of them came to me with the offer of an atrocious alliance that involved conceiving little ones together. I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Does the name Sakabanoth sound familiar? Sakabanoth. Don't tell me fate has brought you and my wayward brother together. Be careful with him. He never knows when to stop and just lusts for more and more. Up to a certain point, it feels wonderful. I allowed him everything, but even then, he wasn't satisfied. One day, he decided that he no longer wanted to ask permission. He tried to make me his property, and I would not forgive anyone for that. I had to remind him who he was and who I was. I did not kill him, just taught him a lesson and threw whatever was left at the steps of his ridiculous cathedral. He's been angry with me ever since, but it's very amusing to watch his desperate attempts of taking revenge. Oh, my silly, silly brother. Okay. Oh god, there's so much text left. I want to know more about you. Oh my god, okay. Here we go, guys. Just hanging tight. Recounting my whole story would take longer than your brief mortal life allows. The list of demon lords I've slain is endless on its own, as is the number of islands under my rule. That's just the past. there's also my future. How did you become a demon lord? Bear in mind that I have always been unique ever since I was born. I was the first succubus of the abyss, perfect specimen of my race. I had been enjoying my youth, sharing it with my brother and lover, until the hungry gaze of the demon lord Nahindri fell upon me. That greedy tyrant saw me as a jewel to be added to his treasured hoard. He tried to abduct me. I knew I had no chance of defeating a demon lord, but in that moment, I was not thinking at all. I was fighting for my freedom. When it was all over, Nahindri was dead. I eviscerated him. And for many days afterward, blood spewed from his open carcass. First, his body turned to stone, and then his blood, which had been flowing like a stream, began to crystallize into massive purple glaciers. Now do you see why they are called Nahindran crystals? Perhaps they should be called Nocticulan crystals, because as Nahindri's blood crystallized, so too did my understanding of my power. Soon after, I began my campaign of conquest. I was cunning and swift, and the demon lords themselves trembled before me, knowing I could take their very lives. Only when all of the abyss spoke my name with terror and reverence did I decide that I had killed enough. I had a realm, I had power I no longer shared with my brother, I had servants, and most importantly, I had safety. No one has ever repeated old Nahindri's mistakes. No one has ever tried to make me their slave. Are the Midnight Isles really the corpse of slain demon lords? Yes, my realm is quite literally built on the bones of my slain enemies. Ironic, isn't it? How did you turn the dead demon lords into islands? Surely you don't expect me to reveal the secret to you. There's no need for mortals to learn the weakness of demon lords. All I can say is that everything started with my desire for revenge. After I had dealt with Nahindri, I was furious at the thought of that vile, lecherous wretch just teleporting over to the Rift of Repose, where he could turn to stone and stay there to rot for the remainder of eternity. I wanted to trample his foul corpse, to keep his bloodied body within my sight forever. I yearned to display my glorious trophy to all of the abyss, and that's when my power first manifested. I studied my newfound abilities and learned how to use them. Before long, I possessed not just one island, but an entire archipelago. And how did you plan to do next? Subdue all of the abyss? Possibly. Or perhaps I have something grander in mind. The abyss. Who cares about the abyss? If I'm to depart for Kulfir, your guards must watch over my camp in the Nexus and all who are residing there. I will send my assassins to ensure that no harm comes to your entourage. Be grateful for my patronage, mortal. Okay, I still have some business to take care of, and I'll be right back. Arelu, you're no longer needed here. As you will, my lady. Nocticula casts a piercing glance at the spot where Arelu was but a moment ago, then stops you with a commanding gesture. There is one more thing we must discuss. The Lexicon of Paradox, Lady Vorlesh's magical treatise that contains many secrets of the word wound. You and my servant Lady Vorlesh were just talking about it. For many years it has remained split in half, harmless. But what was once divided can be made whole again. Who knows what power the book could impart to its owner? What if they expand the word wound even further? Or connect it to other planes? Not a chance. The Lexicon of Paradox has caused more than enough trouble already. You already possess the first part of the book. Find the other one and bring them both to me. Will reward you handsomely. Giving the book into my keeping will also protect Galarian from suffering a second word wound disaster. The lexicon of paradox will be much safer under my watchful eye than in your travel bags, wouldn't you agree? Why do you need this? One word wound alone has been enough of a nuisance to me. I want to ensure that some future mage leafing through this book doesn't link my realm to another plane. I'll consider it. The reward will not disappoint you, I promise. This dangerous knowledge ought to be locked up securely. Won't keep you any longer. Okay. I still have some business to take care of. You have taken a liking to my city, I see. Well then, savor it to the fullest and then come back for truly important business. Ooh. Okay, that was a lot.
Quick!
That
We miss all the
was
fun.
a lot.
This way.
Oh, don't mind me, Noctical. I'm just looking for loot. Oh, you have nothing over there? Pity. Pity.
Shake a leg.
Well, I see no loot. So I'm leaving. Okay, so she gave us some stuff. Some things. What is that? A necklace. This amulet in form of snake grants the wearer +2 DC on poison spells. All raise spells deal additional 1d6. Yes, Ember. There you go. This is yours now. And you will use this one. You have an audiobook now? Stop. I don't. Okay, another midnight boat. Secret ingredient. Once per day, you may use this ability to make all potions used by your party empowered and maximized, as though using the Empower spell. Okay. All potions. Keep you with. Give this to her. Oh yeah, we've seen this, but we haven't read this. Thank you so much for the compliment, Jarvis. I mean, my voice is nothing like these girls, but you know, I don't think it's bad either. Where is the lexicon? Here.